Hello, this is Up Trail 71 and we're at the First Landing State Park in Virginia. This is near Virginia Beach and we'll be here for 3 nights, and right now we're going to take a walk down and check out the beach. You can see we have our hammocks set up. Both of us are using the warbonnet blackbirds. Now our campsite is a little bit close to the road, so you do get a little noise from the road, but it's not real bad. And then there's a little playground right here, but we've only seen 2 kids there so far today. So far this has been a quiet, nice little area. You can see our cars parked right over there. And this is the area they have set up for a tent, if you're using a tent. Of course you can see we got our hammocks right there. And then we got a picnic table, a fire ring. Before it gets dark, I think we're going to take a walk down to the beach right now. This will actually be my wife's first time ever seeing the ocean. And this is a boardwalk going out to the beach. We'll be at the mouth of Chesapeake Bay, and to the right I'll be seeing the ocean. Just a quick little walk in here. Feels nice to cool off. Well, we're back at our campsite now. It was a nice walk around the beach and the water. It's nice and warm. You can see I have my new party lights from Dutch hanging up. And it looks like it'll throw off a decent amount of light. It's the first time trying that out. We now have a good fire going. Gonna cook some hot dogs. It's about 10:15 now, so we're going to start cleaning up everything. We'll put out the fire and then we'll get ready for bed. I'm using my 20-degree Enlightened Equipment underquilt. Probably really won't need it tonight since it's supposed to be in the upper 60s. But you notice I have the warbonnet blackbird with the full net. And there are a few bugs flying around, so I'm sure that'll help. Good night. We're boiling up some water, got some coffee, and some kind of caramel hot chocolate, some donuts, and then we're going to take a walk down to the beach. We're going to take a quick walk over to the visitor center. They have a small, kind of like a museum to check out some of the history of this area. This is kind of neat, showing the ships that they sailed across the sea with. The smallest one's only 39 feet long. And the longest was 80 feet. Oh, we just got back from the beach. We're down there for a couple hours. Found quite a few little seashells we collected. And right now we're going to have a quick lunch. I'm boiling up some hot dogs. Got some good salad, watermelon, chips, tomato juice. Okay, first I'll go over my warbonnet blackbird. It's a single layer. I just bought this last fall. And you can see how I got my tarp set up. It's at least a foot off the ridge line to allow for good airflow. And this is the type setup I usually set my tarp in. I do have extra zip-it lines if I want to set this up in a porch mode, but most of the time we just prefer to have it this way. And for my tarp lines, I'm still using fleas from Dutch. Those work very good. Easy, simple setup. And of course on my war-bonnet blackbird I have the whoopee slings. And I have a tree hugger, I think this is about a 6-footer. And a Dutch clip right there. And a spider. It's a fairly quick setup. Not as easy as the cinch buckles. And a quick view from the other side. Same thing with the Dutch clips, the spiders. And on my tarp line I just run it around my whoopee sling here a few times. It helps as a break for water in case you get a rainstorm. Same thing on this end with the whoopee sling. I'll just wrap it around a few times. And that acts as a water break. So far I've never had any problems with water getting in my hammock. And if it looks like it's be a heavy rainstorm, I'll just lower my tarp down. Now you'll see how my wife likes her setup. She likes to have it set low. It's running only a couple of inches off the top of the ridge line. And I think the main reason she just likes it more private, almost like a tent. She's still getting plenty of air. And she's using cinch buckles. It weighs about maybe 3 ounces more than my setup, but the setup time is a lot quicker. And she's got the carabiners from war-bonnet. And she got the same fleas from Dutch. And the tie-outs for both of us have the same setups for our tie-outs. And just the cheap aluminum stakes. They work fine. And now we're done with lunch, so we're going to start putting stuff away. Then we'll go for a day hike. This will be about a total of 7 miles round trip. And there's some neat stuff to see, like cypress trees and different kind of mosses growing. And it's kind of overcast today, so I'm hoping it doesn't rain. They're saying only about a 10% chance and about a 20% chance tomorrow. Well, you can see the trails are paved. They're made for hiking or biking. And we're looking for the Cape Henry Trail. It should be somewhere in this direction. And that trail is 6.1 miles long. Okay, now the trail is no longer paved. It's more like a sand. Very easy walking and good for bikes. And check out this swamp. In this area you'll find bald cypress, Spanish moss, cottonmouths, turtles, many trees and insects. They have this nice little lookout so you can take a good look at what this all looks like. Oh, look at all the cypress trees in here. You can see the Spanish moss.
Wow.
You gotta check out these trees. Wow, look at the Spanish moss growing all over them.
It looks like snow hanging from it. It's so dense.
Oh, look at that lizard.
Where?
Right there. It's on that log. Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Well, we decided to cut off on the White Hill Lake Trail. That's 1.4 miles. And I'll be coming off the Cape Henry Trail and I'll be looping back to the parking lot. Oh, this is a neat looking area. A lot of marshland. You have a lake in the background. And this is what we come up to, some views like this. And this bridge we get to cross. And that's a view towards the northern direction. And that's in the direction of south. Okay, this is the junction we're at right now, near White Hill Lake. Now we start going back towards the parking lot area.
The direction on the map is right, but
And this is a trail we take back. See all the Spanish moss that's growing all over this area. I'm going to find some of these benches along the trail every so often. Oh, here's a nice walkway, wide enough for bikes. Looks like they have some kind of little lookout up here. Oh, this little lookout makes a good area to stop and take a break. Nice views from up here. Right off this little trail, nice little beach. Oh, and that breeze feels good. Take a look at this tree. It's amazing, that's still growing and hasn't fallen over in the river. It's a nice river along this trail. It comes from the bay over there, as you saw just a little bit earlier in the video. Right here we come up to a junction. State Park Road, 0.3 miles to the right. Fox Run Trail, same direction, so that's where we'll be going. These are very well maintained trails. For a short distance along the river, just back there, was the only sign of civilization that we've seen with houses. Otherwise, the rest of the time we're in the woods just like this. We just completed the Fox Run Trail, completing our loop. Somewhere around 6-7 miles was the total distance. We could have taken a long route, which would have been about 10 or 11 miles. But it's extremely hot out. We only had a limited amount of water with this. And this will be one last look at that really neat looking swamp with the cypress trees. We're now at Virginia Beach. There's a decent amount of people out today. And now we're going to go check out the Virginia Beach fishing pier. Okay, we paid $2 each so we can walk down this pier. Get some good video of the waves coming in. You can see there's a lot of people fishing at that pier.
my thing's blowing away.
And this is at the end. had a good time at Virginia Beach. And now it's time to get back to our campsite and make a fire. Maybe we'll have a little seafood we'll take with us. And we'll see you later. We're now back at the campsite. You see we got a good fire going. And we're using this grill that is built into the fire pit. And my wife is cooking up some supper. What is this?
Lemon and garlic chicken fajitas.
Oh, that sounds good. Good morning, it is day 3 and we're going to start breaking down our hammocks very soon. We're going to take one last walk down by the beach. Well, the campsite that we picked, number 69, the one advantage is it's a higher land. Some campsites around here are in lower land. You can see there's standing water in the area. So that was one thing to think about if you ever decide to come to First Landing State Park. So I would recommend higher land. And the only problem with campsite 69 is it's a little close to the highway here. So you get some of the highway noise. And that playground is closer than I thought, but actually I've only seen a handful of kids here, so it wasn't no problem. And last night for about 3 hours the military did a lot of training around here. So they had helicopters flying all over. So it was a little noisy. But overall the noise really didn't bother us that much. We slept good at night, good 6-7 hours each night. And once again, thanks for watching Up Trail 71.